Hey Love Hambo, this is how I have my filter set up, and like I was telling you, whenever I had to go with the Scouts, I always took the MSR Waterworks because it was pretty much Scout proof. There were very few things they could do to it to get it to stop working or mess it up. As long as I kept this part on, then I didn't have to worry about then contaminating the inside. Okay, how I have mine set up is I have the filter like it comes with, and then I added a silt stopper pre-filter, which there's this 25 micron pre-filter element. And then I added I had it from one of my old filters, a Sweetwater pre-filter. I like this one better because inlet's off the top. So once this fills up with water, it sinks down, and then it's pulling water from the top instead of pulling sediment through the bottom. Makes it so I don't have to clean my filter as often. Because one thing I did not like to do is clean this in the field. If all possible, I want to clean it when I'm at home. Main reason being is you need to make sure you need water to really clean this well. You want to keep this outlet sterile, and if you're using sterile water, that makes it easier. Using this setup, I could usually on a weekend, 2-3 day weekend trip, I would not need to clean this. On a multi-day trip, or if there's a lot of silt from the monsoons, you need to clean it. A couple cases I just pull out the pre-filter and then keep going, and that'd get me the last 3 or 4 quarts so I could make it home and then clean it at home. I like this pre-filter setup. The thing I don't like is that these are 20 bucks for 3 of them, and you actually go through these fairly quickly. You can, what I do is when I get home is I use a toothbrush, and you can kind of brush them clean, and then I can get multiple trips out of them. But there has to be a better pre-filter method. I've used the you put a piece of coffee filter around the inlet down here, and I've used that. It gets clogged fairly quickly, and it seems to get ripped. It rips up after you put it in your pack, and then you go to use it again for the next water stop, because once that coffee filter is wet, it's pretty fragile. Now for breaking this down, this is on the bottom. This right here is actually for measuring filter diameters, and I'll go over that in a little bit. Just unsqueeze it. Some of the older filters, if you have like a pre-2000 like I do, and you get a new filter, they're actually slightly longer, so when you put it together, you don't want to crank it all the way. You can crank it all the day, but you need to back it out just about, the instructions say 1/8 of a turn, but just a little bit so you can get it off once it's done. They sell kits, and I have one, but I stopped carrying it because I've never had to fix it in the field, and if I had, I use a lip balm chapstick because it's always been an O-ring issue. Now inside here, there's a spring and a little flapper type valve. Used to be a O-ring, a ball. Used to be a ball. It's a ball check valve. And of all the times we used this for 4 summers, and I used it before there, and then a couple of the other Scout dads had these. The only failure we had was this flapper ball failed on one of the guys' filters, and of course that's not in the repair kit. And one of the issues with that was it made it so it wouldn't work very well. So then his filter was you had to pinch the hose. It pretty much made it so he couldn't use it, and he ended up getting a new one. He did not have a pre-filter on it though, so really the only thing is if you got debris underneath this flapper valve, that would be really the only way it could go bad. And we changed it, and we still didn't do that. It still didn't help. Now this right here, on the video that I do showing how to make this into a gravity filter, this is the part I take out. You just want to make sure you have, you know where it is, because in the pine needles, this will get lost real easy. And for putting them back together, it's pretty easy. It's pretty much the same thing. The only other gotcha, now that I'm here, that I'm thinking about it, is sometimes right here, some of these, if it's been a while since if they've been stored for a while at the store, they'll get the hose will kink over here, and that actually slows down the flow. So then what I do is, if it starts to kink or it looks like it's kinking, I cut it off here and put it back, and then just re-put it on, and then can get higher flow that way. Goes together and comes apart real easy. If you have any questions, let me know.